I open up the door. This guy's got a sharpened toothbrush in one hand, and we had these like little prison pillows. And he's got this thing like used as a shield. I had one other sketchy moment that I'll never forget. I almost got stabbed. I just started with CCA. It was like my second week actually working, not in the so-called academy. I was working in Echo Block at the time, JKL. So what CCA did, we had mass lockdowns and we'd go search all the cells, cell by cell. One of the gangs, the white boys, had a bunch of meth. They told this one guy to get rid of it. I don't even remember the inmate's name. And he consumes all this drugs. He tries to hide it, and the only way to hide it is he consumes it. He does what he's told. So this dude's super high on meth, and they take him down to medical. They were trying to get him to detox. I went down there to watch him. So I'm sitting there in front of the medical doors just watching this guy just tripping balls for like 3 days straight. Lieutenant calls me one day. He's like, hey, get someone, you got to get this guy fed. I was like, okay. So we didn't have bean slots on the doors at the time. So we had to open up the doors to get him food. And so I called up the lieutenant. I was like, hey, there's nobody to help me. Do you want me to roll this door by myself? And he's like, well, no, you have to have somebody else there. I'm like, so who do you want me to have come down there? He calls back and he's like, hey, the captain said, figure it out.
What does that mean?
Again, I was brand new. I was like, what does that mean? So you want me to have one of the nursing staff? He's like, no, you have to have another officer. I was like, there's no officers around. He's like, well, find somebody. I'm trying to find somebody, nothing. Finally, I called the captain. I was like, hey, I can't find anybody. He's like, have the lieutenant do it. And I was like, sir, I'm not going to call the lieutenant and tell him to do it. You got to call the lieutenant and tell him to do it. So lieutenant comes down, big old white boy, and he was all pissed off at me. He's like, I told you to handle it. You couldn't handle it. And I was like, man, I don't even know what I'm supposed to do. Like, this is my first time in medical, and I've been watching this guy this was like my second day. So this guy's still tripping balls. We tell him to go to the back of the cell. He goes to the back of the cell. I open up the door. This guy's got a sharpened toothbrush in one hand, and we had these like little prison pillows. They were like paper thin pillows. And he's got this thing like used as a shield. And he comes running at me yelling, and I see the weapon and I go to slam the door. So I slam the door and his arm's like in the door with the homemade poker sticking it through the door at me. And he was trying to stab me, but he was tripping. So like, I knew it wasn't like anything against me. This guy didn't have anything against me. I didn't hardly even know him. Again, I was new to the area. I didn't know what to do. The lieutenant said to open up the door. He picks this dude up with the weapon, gets the weapon out of his hand and just throws him. Like, the lieutenant was like 6'5". Like, he was a good 250 pounds. Like, he was a big boy. So he just picks this white boy up and just throws him back in the cell. And that was the first time that I realized, like, hey, this is real.